How to preserve your wedding cakes for 50 years. If you are a baker, listen to me because you need this video. Because one day a client might come to you and ask you to bake a cake that can last for over 50 years for them, and you will begin to look for this information, and to no avail, you won't find this information anywhere on the internet. So one of my followers sent me a news according to the New York Times, where a particular couple in America just celebrated their 50th wedding anniversary, and they were eating the cake that was made for them 50 years ago. The cake was still fresh, but the taste was not guaranteed. Now in this video, I'm going to give you 3 processes or 3 methods in which you can preserve your cake and it can last for 50 years. So that when a client comes to you and tells you that they need a cake that can last for more than 50 years, you will not need to be afraid. You will make it for them. First of all, you need what we call soaking of fruit. You need to soak your fruit. Now when you're making, I want to bring this to your attention. When you are making wedding cake, someone should not give you a quick notice. There is nothing like quick notice. The person should tell you at least 6 months in advance. Do you know why? Because if you want to make your wedding cakes to last, you need to soak your fruit for at least 3 months. Even some persons normally soak their fruit for even over 6 months. You need to soak your fruit and raisins for what? For 3 months. 3 good months. Why some persons do what? 6 months. Do you understand? So you need to soak your fruits and raisins for 3 good months. So that is why it's good that whenever somebody wants a wedding cake, the person should tell you in advance. The person should give you time. Wedding cake is not something that is meant to be rushed, because you don't know for how long that couples are going to consume that cake. So make sure you soak your fruit for 3 to 6 months. Do you know why? Soaking your fruit for 3 to 6 months. Okay, now somebody might ask, what do I use or what do I need to soak my fruit? Now what you need is what? These are the brands of alcohol you need to soak your fruit. You can use brandy. Do you understand? So you can use brandy. We have brandy. You can use vodka. You understand? You can use rum. You can use whiskey and the rest. So these are the alcohols. These alcohols helps in preserving your cakes and making your cakes to last longer. And remember, these alcohols are very expensive, most especially the original one. So make sure you soak your fruits for more than 3 to 6 months, then use it to bake your cake. Now, if you want my wedding cake recipe, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel at 12 Star Confectionery. After subscribing, turn on the notification bell so that whenever I post my wedding cake recipe, you will be the first to see it and you'll be the first to get the notification. The second method in which you can make your cake to last for more than 50 years is by what? Using a preservative called sorbic acid. Yes, use a preservative called what? Sorbic acid. Sorbic acid. This acid helps in preserving our cakes. In fact, I forgot a point here. I'll still go back to the point. In fact, some bakers, after using brandy or whatever kind of alcohol to preserve their cake, they still add sorbic acid, because one thing about wedding cake is that sometimes some wedding cakes normally takes up to like 2 months, up to like even 2 weeks to even make. Do you understand? So you need this preservative. You need to preserve it well. So if you need my wedding cake recipe, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel so that if I post the video, you'll be the first to see the notification. Now, one thing I did not state here is that after baking the cake, do you understand? After baking your cake, make sure you and once your cake, bring it out of the oven. Allow your cake to cool down. Then get a skewer stick. Do you know what is called this? You know what is a skewer stick is, or a kebab stick? Make a hole on the cake. Just make little holes on the cake, and get your alcohol. Get one of these alcohol and pour on it. I'm not saying you should pour it like water. Just drizzle it on it, and also at the sides of the cake. Do you get? It will also make your cake to last very long. So even after baking your cake with soaked fruit, make sure that once your cake cools down, then apply some alcohol, drizzle some alcohol on the top of the cake and also on the sides of the cake. It will make that cake, or to make that wedding cake to last long. Then secondly, use sorbic acid. Now, sorbic acid is very harsh for cakes. Do you understand? So you need to know the right measurement. So if you want to see the wedding cake recipe, make sure you are subscribed to my YouTube channel. Last but not the least, you have to freeze your cake. Now, number 3, last but not the least, you need to freeze your cake. Now I need to bring to your notice, in Nigeria the power supply is not really steady. Do you understand? They can give you light now, later they will take it, give you light now. But you know, in America, the power supply is 24 hours. So if you put that cake in freezer and freeze it for 24 hours, like for 24 hours for 50 years, nothing is going to happen to the cake, but the taste of the cake is not guaranteed. I know it will definitely degrade in taste, but that joy of eating a cake that was made 50 years ago will still be there. So make sure that after adding all this, and if you want to preserve it for more than 50 years, make sure what you freeze it and make sure you have what steady power supply. So these 3 points I just stated can make your cakes to last for what? To last for more than 50 years. After preserving your cakes with fruits, with alcohols like brandy, vodka, and rum, make sure you add sorbic acid, and maybe after some time you can now freeze it. If you would like me to drop my full video on how to make a wedding cake or a wedding cake recipe, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel at 12-Star Confectionery, and I'm on YouTube there. Subscribe and also click on the notification bell so that whenever I upload the video, you'll be the first to see it. Drop your questions and I'll be in the comment section to answer your questions. Bye.